friends, I'm back. I'm Krishnendu Roy. I'm the mentor for your heat and mass transfer course. So till now, what we have done the theory and the tutorial for the unit 1 of your syllabus, and then we have already done theory for unit 2 of your syllabus. And just now I have started in my previous lecture, in my previous tutorial section, I have touched the fins, the derivation once again for the infinitely long fin, and 3 to 4 numericals based on that. Okay, so now I will be touching, I will be in fins again. Okay, but I will be touching the next point, that is the for when the fins, for when the heat transfer has to take place against the insulated end. Okay, so I will be doing the derivation. Okay, I won't be going deep into the derivation because the first portion of the derivation is actually same, so I won't be taking much of time in that first portion. But then I will be going into the second portion, which is quite important because there you need to take out the heat transfer, right? So now after and just after that I will be doing 3 to 4 numericals, most probably as the time permits me. Okay, so and I hope by the end of this tutorial video you would be able to understand how to derive when the heat transfer has to take place against the insulated tip of fin, and then you need to and I hope you will be able to go for all the numericals that are actually based on this derivation. Okay, so once again let's enter into this tutorial. Let's do it. Okay, so here it is. So it is heat flow through the rectangular fin, the same thing that is coming up. Okay, so I won't be discussing much about this heat flow through a rectangular fin. Just the thing is that I will actually again give you the basic idea. So Qx is the heat coming in to the elemental fin that is being marked with the orange. Okay, so okay, friends, let me just tell you once again that this presentation has been made from the book of Mr. R.K. Rajput by Dr. R. Senthil and by Dr. C.P. Kothandaraman. Okay, so let's get into it once again. So heat flow through rectangular fin, this I have already done several times, but just for heat balance again, to revive the heat balance in your mind. So that orange strip that you're seeing is the element, and that element has a thickness dx. Okay, and we all know when the solids are in contact with each other, so the heat transfer primarily the heat transfer is basically conduction. Okay, so TO is the base temperature. Okay, and TA is the ambient temperature. Okay, so the element is at a distance x from the base. Okay, and the element has a thickness of dx. Okay, so as per the heat balance is concerned of the element, so Qx, it is entering into the element, and Qx plus dx is now I think you must be acquainted with these terms like x plus dx, y plus dy. So Qx plus dx is coming out of the element that is having thickness of dx, and Q convection, definitely, because this fin is not surrounding with this solid, it is not been inserted into a solid, it is being inserted into a fluid. Okay, so fluid flows and there will be H, the convective coefficient will be H, and definitely, and if it is exposed to any of the fluid and if the temperature is lower than the solid surface, which in this case is ES, then definitely there will be heat loss due to convection. Okay, so there it is, and there will be an intrinsic property, and that is the K, and we all know the unit is watts per meter Kelvin. It's an intrinsic property. Okay, the insulator has got a very low K and the metal has got the highest K. Okay, so this is all about the length is L, the breadth is Y, and the breadth is B, and the thickness is Y. The perimeter is actually 2 into B plus Y. Okay, so see, this derivation I am not doing. The only thing is that see, this is the Fourier's law that you have applied, Fourier's law here, this is the Newton's law here, and the energy balance, you know that from my previous slide, from my previous slide as well, and from my previous videos as well, that the energy that is coming in will be on one side and the energy that is going out will be on the other side. So it is Qx is equals to Qx plus dx plus Q convection. Okay, so finally you are into this relation. Okay, now further it is simplified, and we all know that the M is basically what? m is actually the fin parameter, okay, and this is the second order general, this is the general equation for the second order differential equation, okay. Now in my previous video I have touched this one, now I will be touching this one. So this is my topic for today's video. I will be deriving this now, the heat transfer. When the fin tip is insulated, the heat transfer has to take place across an insulated end, and then I will be doing 3 to 4 numericals as the time permits, okay. So let's go like this. So the heat dissipation from a fin at an insulated tip. So heat dissipation from a fin at an insulated end here, see this is an insulated end. Insulated end means the temperature gradient will actually halt, okay. The temperature gradient means when the temperature starts dropping down and when the x starts increasing, suddenly what will happen, at some distance x the temperature won't be able to cross, means the temperature won't be able to drop down further, just because the end is insulated, and we all know the thermal conductivity of insulation is the least, okay. So there won't be any heat transfer. So when there is no heat transfer, theoretically when there is no heat transfer, so there won't be any delta T. So when there is theoretically no delta T, so the temperature gradient has to come down to 0. So this is the diagram that is depicting that theory, okay. So the boundary conditions at x is equals to 0, this was there in my previous slide as well, means in my previous video as well, when I was doing the derivation for an infinitely long fin, because at x is equals to 0 it will be the base temperature, so it is theta is equals to theta 0. At x is equals to L, please don't get confused with the theta. Theta is actually T minus TA, okay, that's the thing. Now and at x is equals to L, we all know that this eventually comes to a halt, so dt by dx is equals to 0. So applying these boundary conditions to equation what? Applying these boundary conditions to the equation this, the general solution of the second order differential equation. So once you do it, so what do you get? You actually get you try to solve it like this, okay. It's just a simple mathematical thing, okay. Now C2 is equals to theta minus C1, just with the simple thing. So what is C1? C1 you get this, that is theta naught into e to the power minus ml by e to the power ml plus e to the power minus ml, okay. And C2 is this, that is theta naught e to the power ml by e to the power ml plus e to the power minus ml, okay. So you need to substitute the values of C1 and C2 into that particular derivation, right, means into the particular formula which was these the general solution of the second order differential equation, okay. So once you insert that, you are into this, okay, then you just you try to rearrange it. Now what is the thing, see it is e to the power, see one thing you might be remembering from your class 9 days or class 9th days or maybe class 10th days, it is like cos hx, okay. So it was cos hx, so it was actually e to the power x plus e to the power minus x by 2, okay. So cos hx is e to the power x plus e to the power minus x by 2, okay. So suppose if we put it like this, if we actually put it like cos hml, then it would be e to the power ml plus e to the power minus ml, I am just putting into this format, right, by 2. If you have to write like cos h m l minus x, so it will be e to the power m L minus x plus e to the power minus m L minus x by 2, okay. So I am just following this format to prepare this, and now it will be like cos h m L minus x by cos h m L. So if it is and if it is like this, e to the power m L minus x plus e to the power minus m L minus x by 2, and then e to the power ml plus e to the power minus ml by 2. So 2 will be nullified. So what's remaining? This, okay. So it will be the top part will be cos h ml minus x, okay, and the bottom part will be cos h ml, okay. So here it is. So you just put the value of x, and you will get the temperature here. This is that isolated temperature which is having a function of distance, right? So this is the temperature profile here. There it was a bit different in the first type. When the length was infinite, the temperature profile was different. So two things you need to derive. The first is the temperature profile, whatever be the condition. So first of all, you need to derive the temperature profile, and then you need to derive the temperature, the heat transfer. Here as well, here also we are doing the same thing. First we are deriving the temperature profile, and then we are talking about the heat transfer. So we have derived the temperature profile. It's a bit peculiar, but actually you all know, because you have done this, I think, in the engineering mathematics, or maybe in class 9th or 10th, okay, when we all were doing the the trigonometric, the logarithmic or the hyperbolic functions, okay. So the rate of heat flow from a fin which is having a definite length, okay, or a definite length, and that to the end is insulated, okay. The rate of heat flow from the fin is given by, this is the Fourier's law, okay. So just do like that, at a little arrangement, okay. When you put this under derivation, so it will be minus of sine, so sine m l x l minus x, and this is the minus m, okay. So it has to be like that, and just by the little this, and we all know that the maximum conduction occurs at the base. So dt by dx is at x is equals to 0, so you get this. So this is the final. And if we talk about the fin having infinite length, it was q fin. I'm just comparing HPKA, this is common here, and it is theta naught, and here it is q fin when insulated, so it is root over HPKA theta naught tan HML, okay. So and we can also go for like theta is equals to theta naught e to the power minus mx. This was there for the infinite length, and here it is theta is equals to theta naught, okay, cos h m l minus x divided by cos h m l, okay. So I've just compared both of them. So let's talk about aluminium fins. So let's talk about the aluminium fins having a rectangular profile are attached on a plane wall with 5 mm spacing, okay. So the fins having thickness y is equals to 1 mm, length is equals to 10 meters, and the thermal conductivity K is this. The wall is maintained at a temperature of 200 degrees Celsius, and the fins dissipate heat by convection into the ambient air at 40 degrees Celsius with the heat transfer coefficient this. So determine the heat loss. So friends, what you need to do is, you actually know what's the first step, okay. So first step will be to calculate the m. M is again the fin parameter, and the formula remains same whether it is the insulated end or whether it is the infinitely long fin. So it is m is equal to root over hp by ka, and fortunately everything is given to you. So here it is, that is root over hp by ka, the cross sectional area I'm talking about. So it is perimeter, you all know it is 2 into the breadth plus the thickness, right, for the rectangular cross section, and the breadth into thickness is the cross sectional area for a rectangular cross section once again, okay. It is just like you can actually take the breadth, the thickness into the consideration, and if you do not want, you can actually neglect the thickness, because the thickness is quite less here. You can see the number, okay. And we all know since this is having the infinitely this is having the insulated tip, so that's why the formula goes like, just now we have derived, that is q is equals to root over hpka theta naught tan hml. So you just put the values, you have calculated, you have all the values of p, h, k, a, t, o, t, a and m, just you have calculated. So just calculate the value of q and the numerical is done. So if you want to check out what you have done till now, so the first thing that you have done is the calculating the q, and for that you need to calculate the m, because in this you are actually you're gonna get the value m. So value m has to be calculated first, then only you can put that into q and you can go ahead, okay. So now the next numerical, okay, find out the amount of heat transferred through an iron fin of length 50 mm, width 100 mm and thickness 5 mm. Assume K is this much, H this much for the material of the fin, and the temperature at the base of the fin as 80 degrees Celsius. Also determine the temperature at the tip of the fin if the atmosphere temperature is 20 degrees Celsius, right? So the solution is right in front of you. So the length is given, the width is given, the thickness is given, the K is given, the H is given, the base temperature is given, and the ambient temperature is given, right? So the amount of heat transfer to the fin, you all know when the fin tip is insulated, when the fin tip is insulated. So this is the formula. See, one more thing I would like to tell you. Suppose if the fin length is not given, then you need to deploy the formula for an infinitely long fin. But when there is a definitive length for a fin there in the numerical, is given in the numerical, then you would apply the second. The second thing, the second one is the fin having insulated tip, right? So because it has L in it and L is the length. Earlier one there wasn't any term called L, and L is the length again, okay? So the temperature, so here it is Q fin root over HPKA theta naught 10 HML. Calculate, you have everything. Temperature at the tip of the fin QL, we know that this is the temperature profile. You again have everything and just calculate this, okay? By now you have understood that how to derive the relation for temperature profile for a fin having insulated tip, and by now again you might have got acquainted with the heat transfer through the fin, and when the heat has to encounter the insulated tip, then what will happen, right? Okay. Now let's come to another numerical. The another numerical suggests that a carbon steel having thermal conductivity 54 watts per meter degree Celsius rod with a cross section of an equilateral triangle. Okay, you can see it's an equilateral triangle. An equilateral triangle, we all know that the sides actually remain same. Okay, is 80 mm long, 80 mm long on. Okay, it is attached to a plain wall which is maintained at a temperature of 400 degrees Celsius. So when it is attached to a plain wall and when the temperature of the plain wall is given to you, so it just it should strike in your mind that it is TO. TO, we have seen that it is the original temperature or the base temperature for that matter. So 400 degrees Celsius, you mark it as TO. Okay, 80 mm long, it has a definitive length. So when it is having a definitive length, so you need to deploy the formula for the means you cannot deploy the formula for the fin having an infinitely long length because the length is given here. So the second one will be there. Okay, so it is attached to a plain wall which is maintained at a temperature 400 degrees Celsius. The surrounding environment, it is TA, mark it as TA, and the unit surface conductance. See, the name has changed. Okay, the name has changed here. So what now what do you need to look at? You need to look at the unit of that. So unit of thermal means the convective heat transfer coefficient is basically watts per meter square degree Celsius. Okay, so when it is watts per meter square degree Celsius, so it will be H. Okay, had it been like watts per meter Kelvin, so it would have been talking about the K, the thermal conductivity. Okay, friends, so this is the figure. Okay, it's a cantilever type of fin. So everything is given. So the length is given, the breadth is given, the TO is given, the TA is given, the H is given, and the K is given. And the cross-sectional area is basically of the equilateral triangle. Okay, so heat dissipated by the rod Q, the heat flow from the rod, considering tip of the fin to be insulated, we all know what is the formula, right? So it is root over HPKA theta naught tan HML, right? So you need to calculate, everything is given here. Okay, so M, you need to calculate the fin parameter. So it is like that. So you will be having M. It's a simple mathematical correlation, simple mathematical juggling, I may say. Okay, so you will be getting fin parameter as 48.06, substituting the same values there in this equation, and this is the parent equation of the heat transfer through a fin when the heat has to encounter the insulated tip. Okay, so just put the values here and you will get your heat. Okay, simple, friends. So by now I think you would be able to do all the numericals related to this topic. Okay, so the numericals are quite simple. had there been a numerical from the first topic, that is from the infinite length, and had there been a numerical from this topic, so the thing is basically same. So m, the first thing is m, because m is there in the formula for q, the heat transfer, and then it will be of q, right? So what's next? So it's another numerical. So here you should not panic when the numerical, when you encounter a numerical of such a good stature, because if you break down into the simple, or if you desynthesize the numerical, the first thing, and as it is a numerical subject, so definitely you will have to practice more and more of it. So the thing is, let's talk about this numerical, and this numerical is also of the same difficulty level, of the same stature. So let's see. The aluminium square fins, okay, of 10 mm length are provided on a surface of semiconductor electronic device to carry 1 watt. Here q is given, okay. Earlier we were calculating q with the formula, and fortunately that is given in this numerical of energy generated by electronic device. The temperature of the surface of the device, TO, is given, okay, 80 degrees Celsius, when surrounding temperature is 40 degrees Celsius. TA is also given, okay. Taking the following data, find the number of fins. Now here the number of fins, because there won't be any single fin on a surface which you are intending to reduce the heat transfer for. So there will be number of fins, so the number of fins has to be calculated for this numerical. So it is the same thing, the only thing is that they have twisted the finding that you need to do. So taking the following data, find the number of fins required to carry out the above duty, neglect the heat loss from the end of the fins. So you know what formula you need to deploy, right? So it is the second part. The second part is the heat loss from when the heat is going to encounter the tip which is insulated, okay. Solution. Okay, so cross sectional area, you need to calculate the cross sectional area, and since it's a square, so it will be b square. Okay, so the length is given, the q is given here, TO is given, TA is given, K is given, and the H is given. So the number of fins required you need to calculate. Okay, so number of fins required, so q fins, you know that is root over HPKA theta naught tan HML into n. So n here will be what we'll be finding out, and n is basically number of fins required, right? So you need to calculate the m here, okay, where p is the perimeter, and just with these simple mathematical relations, okay, since the q is given, the left hand side has already been given to you, so it's now basically very simple, and everything is given, so you just need to calculate n. So with the simple mathematical correlation and the simple mathematical rearranging and calculation, you can actually get the number of fins as 85. So you need to check out, you need to desynthesize the numerical the way they want. They means the setter wants, okay. So it doesn't mean that you have means you have been taught as that first of all find out m and then you need to find out q. No, you need to check out each and every line of the numerical. See here the q was given, and if you do not open your eyes into this particular line, then you would be in trouble. So here the number of fins, so it's a good numerical because it asks for something else which is not quite cyclostyle. Okay, the next, okay, the pin fins are provided to increase the heat transfer rate from a hot surface. Which of the following arrangement will give higher heat transfer rate? 6 fins of 10 centimeter length, it's a comparison, right? And then the 12 fins of 5 centimeter length. Take fins thermal conductivity as 200 watts per meter degree Celsius and H as 20 watts per meter square degree Celsius. The cross sectional area of fin is basically 2 centimeters square, okay. Perimeter of the fin is 4 centimeters. Fin base temperature TO 230 and surrounding air TA 30, okay, degree Celsius. So everything is given here, friends. So area is given, perimeter is given, TO is given, TA is given, K is given, and the H is given. What do you need to calculate? You need to calculate the number. See here the number of fins is given, okay, the number of fins is given, and you need to calculate q. In the earlier numerical it was you need to calculate n and the q was given, right? So you need to open your eyes and you need to check out, you need to desynthesize the numerical as they want you to do, okay. So it is the heat flow. So it is Q is equals to N this N into the root over HPKA theta naught 10 HML. So it is M here. Case 1, put N is equals to 6, calculate Q. Case 2, put N is equals to 12 and everything, and then calculate Q. Okay. So as you can see, the heat transfer rate when the fin was 10 centimeters length, 6 numbers, the heat was 90 watts. But here when you're increasing it to 12 fins of reduced length like 5 centimeters length, so the heat transfer is increasing. So which is better, friends? The second one is better. So this is what they have asked, right? Now the next thing, once again, one end of a long rod 35 mm in diameter is inserted into a furnace with the other end projecting into the outside air. After the steady state is reached, the temperature of the rod is measured at 2 points 180 mm apart and found to be 180 degrees Celsius and 145 degrees Celsius, full stop. The atmospheric air temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. If the heat transfer coefficient is 65 watts per meter square degree Celsius, calculate the thermal conductivity of the rod. Okay, so what is given here, friends? The diameter is given, the atmospheric temperature is given, and the heat transfer coefficient is given. So we know that for the insulated end, the temperature profile is this. I think you're all acquainted now. The temperature profile is this. So at x is equals to 1, okay. So at x is equals to 1, the equation reduces to this. Just put the values, okay. So you will have ml this. Then you need to calculate the m. So m will be like this. So it will be root over HPKA by this. It's just normal mathematical, because you know, you cannot actually go on step by step. You cannot, you know, do the step by step desynthesizing of this on the screen, but when you start calculating it, everything will fall into the place. So it is it is HPKA by this, and then what you need to calculate, you need to calculate the value of K. So finally here you are done with the value of K, right? So this is another numerical of the same stature. So the same thing here, they have applied the, I'm not going that means deeper into it. So they have gone for, you know, deploying the formula for the temperature profile. Okay, so here they have calculated the length. Okay, again the same thing, the heat exchange in a certain chemical process involved from metal surface, the same thing. What do you need to find out? Okay, now this thing I will be touching, the fin efficiency. Okay, temperature at the tip of the fin is again the temperature profile that they are talking about. You can see, actually see the temperature profile will come into the picture definitely. Okay, and here x is equals to L, because he is talking about at the tip, right? So the equation will actually reduce to this, so you can calculate. Now I will be talking about the fin efficiency. This is a topic that I haven't touched in my previous slide or in this slide. So it will be 10 HML when we are talking about the insulated end. So it is 10 HML by ml. So that will be efficiency of a fin. So it is 52.67%. Okay. So friends, here I have completed the tutorial number 2 for the unit 2 of your syllabus. Okay, so till now what I have done the tutorial or the numericals or the derivations for the fin that is having an insulated tip, because the temperature gradient comes to a halt there. So therefore everything changes, the derivation changes, the formula changes. So, and I hope that this would actually help you to, you know, derive the formula properly for the temperature profile, be it a temperature profile, be it a heat across the fin, across an insulated end, or be it you know, doing the numericals of any kind of competency level. So I hope you are following my previous videos, because until and unless you do those, you won't be able to, you know, come into the conclusion that what's going on. And this subject is pretty much interesting. So you know, really you work hard, try to practice the numericals more, and try to do the derivation at least twice or thrice before you sit for your examination. Thank you, friends. I'm Krishnendu Roy once again, and I hope that we will meet in my next video. Thank you.